How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Shadow banker Reggie Fowler faces a 6-year prison sentence over $750 million in unregulated crypto transfers. So, Reginald Fowler has been sentenced to 75 months in prison for facilitating $750 million worth of crypto transactions through unregulated shadow banking services. So basically, he did not have any licenses to be a bank, and he lied to banks that he had these licenses and transacted with them to help them get cryptocurrency by giving them dollars. Fowler was formerly the co-owner of the NFL Minnesota Vikings, if you don't know who he was. His enterprise began in 2018 when he established GTS, a payments processor that was ostensibly established to provide Israel blockchain businesses with a means of exchanging fiat for crypto. Atomic Wallet hacker has been caught swapping stolen funds for Bitcoin from Epileptic Security. Security firm Epileptic Connect has traced the funds from the recent $35 million Atomic Wallet hack this weekend to a coin mixing service called Sinbad. The mixer is also preferred by North Korean hacker group Lazarus, so they believe that the Lazarus hacking group is behind this hack. Epileptic reported that the stolen funds are being swapped for Bitcoin before being laundered through Sinbad, so hopefully they can catch some of these coins and they can retrieve some of these funds for the users back, but especially since they know which mixer it's going through and what these hackers are doing to convert it. So hopefully it's just a matter of time before they're caught. This hack affected only 1% of Atomic Wallet's users, and while this is a small part of the users, they have yet to figure out what happened and how they can prevent other users from falling victim to this hack. So if you are on Atomic Wallet, I would get off. Coinbase stock down 18% in pre-market trading in wake of SEC lawsuit. So, Coinbase has been hit with a SEC lawsuit just a day after they hit Binance with the lawsuit, saying that they're violating securities laws by acting as an unregistered exchange, broker, and clearing agency. Funny part, they're saying unregistered exchange because 2 years ago they registered as an exchange, but we'll get into that. Coinbase's staking products, where customers can lock up their tokens like Ethereum for rewards, were also labeled as unregistered security offerings. The SEC claims that Coinbase has operated as an unregistered broker since 2019, long before the company became the first publicly traded cryptocurrency exchange. The process of going public, as Coinbase did in April 2021, requires the firm to register as a publicly traded company with the SEC. So they are arguing that this is a reputational harm for the SEC because they agreed to their S1 filing 2 years ago and said that they were an exchange, and now they're suing them for not being an exchange. So kind of I don't think Gary knows what the heck he's doing. Speaking of the Green Goblin, SEC Chair Gary Gensler says the US doesn't need cryptocurrency. Shortly after the US SEC filed its lawsuit against Coinbase on Tuesday, SEC Chair Gary Gensler said that the crypto industry's entire business model is built on non-compliance. In a damning CNBC interview, he said that we don't need more digital currency. He says that we have enough digital currencies. We'll get into that. He said that cryptocurrency exchanges are commingling a number of functions which wouldn't be acceptable in traditional finance, giving the hypothetical example of the New York Stock Exchange also running a hedge fund. He says we have the euro and the dollar and the yen, and that's all the digital currency we need. Among the lawmakers who cried afoul of Gensler's handling of the SEC is Rep. Warren Davidson, who went on to say that he plans on introducing legislation to have Gensler fired. So this is the second time we're kind of hearing about this, so hopefully something happens and we get this clown out of office. So over on our total market cap, we are falling away from our flag. We did make a retest of it, like I kind of warned yesterday. Our RSI is heading up, stochastic's falling, momentum's coming down. Our money flow wants to test the neutral zone, and our VWAP overall is still falling. Over on Bitcoin dominance, we have broken back into this triangle, which could actually make it play out again, which gives it a shot of going bullish or bearish again. Our RSI is running up, stochastic's running up, VWAP's running up, money flow's trying to push through that neutral zone. Our momentum has a green dot that wants to confirm that could help push us forward. So all good signs for us here. We'll take a look on the 4-hour real quick. I didn't hear any complaints from that, so we're going to do that real quick. Stochastic's running up, RSI is kind of tapering off, VWAP's starting to kind of taper off, money flow's kind of tapering out, and our momentum's starting to kind of taper out. So the 4-hour, even though we got this big pump, I'd be a little cautionary. We are at a pretty decent resistance area aside from this pattern. So if you take the pattern out of the equation, we do have a few candles that have touched this area and fallen, or touched this area and broken up. So it is a good local support resistance spot. So if we get nailed down from here, then we could see further downside. However, if we break through it, we could see some further upside. So over on our futures, we did have a big green candle yesterday, smaller green candle today. Normally we look at this on the hourly. We don't have any gaps that formed from this run up, so that is a positive sign for us. We kind of just ran straight, could have made a cup and handle, but looks like we're just running straight past that. Could kind of still try and make a handle where maybe this is part of the neckline. So we go here. That could have the potential to take us higher, probably to 28K level. So we'll have to see those. Stochastic's falling, RSI is making lower highs, momentum's running off, VWAP's falling, money flow wants to test the neutral zone, but if it rejects here and everything else falls here, we may not get a good push here. So all the steam may have just been in a retest. Over on the daily for Bitcoin, we do have a bullish engulfing candle. We have a possibility for a tweezer bottom here, so look for a green candle tomorrow to confirm and push us out of this flag. However, if that does not happen, we could get rejected by this flag, stopped out, and kind of fall away. You can kind of see we hit our previous pattern and kind of met the resistance of that pattern. Oops, sorry for our indicators. Our stochastic overall is falling. We could get a bullish cross. Our RSI is running up, so if that cross happens, our RSI could continue to run. Our money flow is trying to break that neutral zone and head into the bullish territory. And our VWAP is trying to head up toward that bullish zone, but the medium term's not really getting too strong of a push and could roll over. Our momentum looks like we could get a bit of a curl here. However, we got a red dot, so that red dot could help bring us down, so watch out for that. But that was on yesterday's candle, so that doesn't account for the bullish engulfing candle. So you could say the bullish engulfing candle invalidates that. So we kind of have some indecision here. Our RSI is pretty flat, stochastic's running rampant, our VWAP is running pretty strongly, our money flow is kind of tapering down though, so on the 4-hour I'm not seeing too much strength at this zone. Even though we broke back into the golden pocket, we kind of hit where our wedge was, where we broke down from it, so that would be where I would expect a rejection of a retest, is somewhere around that last pattern. So we could fall out. So if we fall out and start to get red candles, we could see the bear flag happen. However, if we push past this bull flag, we could see some bullish action and possibly hit that 30K level finally. Our VWAP is kind of starting to taper off. Momentum looks like it wants to keep going up. Watch out for it to start to curl though, as it was trying to curl. So just be a little cautionary with that. Our 2-hour, our stochastic is close to a bearish cross, however we're very overbought, so that means we have a lot of strength and a bearish cross won't necessarily bring us down from here. RSI is pretty flat, our money flow is in the bullish territory and heading up, so that is good for the 2-hour, as we have a confirmed bullish trend on the 2-hour. So the 2 hours bullish, 4 hours bullish, but the 4 hours a little weak, so we'll need these lower time frames to keep picking it up. Our momentum wants to kind of roll out here, so if the momentum rolls out and our VWAP falls down, we could see the money flow start to taper down, and that could bring the 4-hour down. Over on the 1 hour, our money flow is in the bearish territory, so that's not good for us. Stochastic is sliding even though price is trying to push higher, so we have a slight bearish divergence there. We have a double red dot on momentum, a red dot on RSI, and our VWAP is in the bearish territory, so everything's pointing to some down signs from here. Not too good. We did get a really strong run up. Like I said, when we fell down, we would get a retest because we fell down very fast. It could be we could see a quick drop from here, just because we ran up very strong, and we do have that lower gap yet to fill, and it makes sense to fill the gap sooner rather than later. Over on graph, we do have a bullish candle here, but we don't have a bullish engulfing candle. Our stochastic is falling, RSI is pointing up, our money flow is trying to push higher, our VWAP has gone pretty flat, but our momentum kind of wants to curl here. You can kind of see it here, so that momentum might push it toward the bullish zone if these other indicators can kind of get their act together. Over on the 4 hour, our stochastic is running pretty strongly. Did try to cross, so likely we will start to cross soon since we ran up. We are in a bit of an up channel. Up channels are descending patterns, so we could see some bearish action from that. Our RSI is heading down very slightly. Money flow is in the bearish zone on the 4 hour, so our 4 hour is in the bearish trend, but not very strongly currently. Our VWAP is trying to run up, but it kind of looks like it wants to curl out, so I'd exercise some caution here. Sorry, my back's starting to hurt from sitting like that. Stochastic is starting to make a bearish cross and fall here. RSI is getting lower highs. Momentum is starting to curl out. Our VWAP is heading down. Our money flow is heading toward the bullish territory, so our money flow wants to get a test to the bullish side on the 2 hour. But we still have a long way to go, and we could get slammed back down. Over on the 1 hour, our money flow, is near that bullish zone, but we are kind of flattening out just under the neutral. So if we reject away from here, we could have more downside to go, as we would still be in a bearish trend, and our trend would have never flipped to the bullish side. Our stochastic is trying to cross to the bullish side and push up, but our RSI is kind of curling. Momentum looks like we could curl away here, so if we don't get a push from here, it's very likely we'll see some more downside. So the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour are all bearish, so we could see some further downside on the daily, so watch out for a red candle tomorrow. So over on Anchor, we have a slight bullish candle here, kind of looking similar so far, not too good if it is. Stochastic's falling, RSI is trying to head up, but we're overall making lower highs. Have a green dot on our RSI, so that does want to help push us forward. Our VWAP is trending down though, so our VWAP is still coming out. Money flow is trying to head back up, so our money flow is trying to head toward the neutral zone, so we'll have to see if it can flip bullish in the next few days or not. Our momentum looks like it does want to start to curl, so hopefully we can get a green dot in the next couple of candles. Over on the 4 hour, you can see we had that up channel, so we could retest the up channel or possibly the zone where we first broke from it if we do manage to get some bullish momentum. Our RSI is curling away, stochastic's running up. Our money flow is heading down, and it's been kind of struggling lately. We did get a pretty good pump, but now we're coming back down to the range we were at. Our VWAP is kind of starting to round out as well. Momentum was coming up, but looks like it could start to round out here as well, so watch out for a red dot on that, and watch for the money flow to break bearish. If both those things happen, we could be in for some more downside. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic has a bearish cross, RSI is starting to slide. Money flow is trying to run very strongly into the bullish territory, so our money flow has some good strength here. Our VWAP is rolling over, and our momentum looks like it could roll over just after peeking into the bullish zone, so that's not too good for us being in this kind of resistance area. If we don't get more liftoff on our momentum, then we could see some further downside here. So the 1 hour we're going to want to watch, because you can see it keeps flip-flopping on the money flow. It doesn't want to establish a strong trend one way or the other, and it just keeps going few candles one direction, few candles the other. Stochastic's trying to get a bullish cross. RSI is kind of rounding out. Our momentum does have a green dot that could confirm, but our momentum is trying to round out and push us down. So hopefully that green dot can confirm and we can actually get some bullish momentum here. Our money flow wants to go bullish, so we'll have to see if that can maintain, especially since it's starting to round out. And our VWAP is very weak in the bullish territory, so we'll need that to pick up as well if we're going to maintain this zone. Over on XRP, we did get a pretty good break to the top of our flag. Kind of like I said, we would possibly range. So since we've hit this upper level of the flag, we don't have to worry about that bear flag scenario. But our momentum is starting to slide. RSI is still sliding. Our stochastic sliding. We kind of have a red dot that did confirm last candle, so that could bring us down. Our money flow is very weak in the bullish territory. We're at about 4, and we'll need that to actually curl and get some strength. Otherwise, with the way it's just been stretching out, not too confident if it can maintain this range or not. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory, but it's gone pretty flat. Money flow on XRP generally is very low comparatively if we're looking here. Guess a 12 is like a high point for XRP's money flow, so money flow might be alright here, but just watch for it to break bearish. On the 4 hour we get a little bit higher, so we get some better swings for the signals. We do have a green dot on our candle that wants to push us forward, so that's signaling that we could have a bullish trend. Our RSI is heading up, but it's going pretty flat. Our stochastic is breaking through that neutral zone, so that is good for us. We'll need it to continue moving and that RSI to get some liftoff. Our money flow is rounding back up. It does have a bullish trend, and it has had a bullish trend for some time on the 4 hour, so that's good for us. Our VWAP is running up. Watch out for it to start to curl though, but we are running pretty strongly. Our momentum is coming up. We haven't crossed bullish yet, but we are looking pretty decent for an attempt. Over on the 2 hour, you see we have that reversal arrow followed by the green dot, so if we get some green candles from here, that could really set us up to hit these other ranges I was talking about the other day. But our stochastic's starting to round. RSI is pretty flat. Our momentum is in the bullish territory. We do have some good strength on it, but it looks like it could start to round if these other indicators weaken. Our VWAP is starting to round. Money flow is ramping up, so the money flow is doing pretty well. But our RSI and stochastic look like they could start to slide, and if they do with the VWAP, that could push our momentum and money flow down. Over on the 1 hour, our stochastic has a bullish cross and wants to move up. Our RSI is still curling, so even though we have strength on our RSI, we are trying to push lower. Momentum's starting to curl as well, money flow is starting to curl, but we are overall trending higher. So we do have a bullish trend on the money flow for the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and the 4 hour, so that is good for us, but the daily just can't seem to really stick a strong cross. Our VWAP is getting close on the 1 hour to testing that neutral zone, so watch out if it breaks through the neutral zone and we see that money flow start to break with it. If the money flow starts to break with it, we could see some downtrend. Finally, over on Algo for the daily, we do have a red candle. However, it's could be a hammer candle, so we might be set up for a green candle. If we get a big green candle tomorrow, that A could be a retest, so could set us up for more downside, or B could be a bottoming pattern, as when you have a big red candle followed by a hammer candle followed by a green candle, those are sometimes bottom patterns, but not every pattern's 100%, whether it be a pattern like a wedge or a candlestick pattern. Our stochastic is heading down, RSI is sliding, VWAP is sliding, money flow is in the bearish territory, and we're at about an 18, so we're well in the bearish territory, but we're not really going any lower. Our momentum is falling. We did have that red dot from yesterday, so we'll have to see if this momentum curls with the green dot tomorrow or not, as we're not really falling too strong, and this candle shows that sellers again tried to push us lower, but were unsuccessful, especially with all this green that's in here on our volume profile. So, yeah, just looking at that, I think that's something different. Algo's a little weird for the chart. I gotta figure something out. RSI is kind of curling. Stochastic's starting to curl. VWAP's very weak in the bullish territory. Our money flow is very weak in the bullish territory. Our momentum wants to come up, but it's starting to round out. So on the 4 hour, I'd be a little skeptical. We are kind of making a rounding bottom, but with the way everything else is looking, it's not looking too strong for some liftoff. Our money flow is in the bullish zone on the 2 hour, but just barely clinging on to it. It's just a cling on at this point. Stochastic's about to get a bearish cross. RSI is trying to slide. Momentum's trying to get a little bit of a curl, so if we get a red dot soon, that could bring us down, and we could see that money flow actually break into the bearish zone with the VWAP. And if that stochastic comes down, then our RSI is likely to break through that neutral zone. Our stochastic is sliding on the 1 hour. We do have a bullish cross that wants to try and push us up. We overall are trending lower though. Our money flow is trying to head up. We are kind of at a resistance area, so if we do break up through this area, we could see some upside. However, if we get slammed back away from this area, we could see some more downside. Our VWAP is trending lower, but then looks like it wants to cross into the bearish zone. And our momentum's looking like we could round off, but is trying to just defy and lug along. So we'll have to see if that momentum kind of curls up and gets a green dot. Otherwise, we could see everything start to kind of drop off from here. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.